today we are going to be talking about how to get in front of thousands of your dream people, even if you have a tiny following or a tiny audience. So I hope you're excited because this is a question I get asked all the time. Now, most of you are probably always on the track of how do I get more followers? How do I grow my audience? How do I, etc., right? And while I think all of those things are worthwhile endeavors, depending on what your goal is, I do also want to show you a faster way to actually get in front of not just more people, but actually the right people, even while you still have a small audience. And the way that I prefer to do that is through hashtags. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this conversation today. And I know a lot of you might be asking yourselves, well, aren't hashtags dead in 2020? Like, haven't they been around for years? Like, why should I still use them now? So I'm going to break that down for you here today. So, okay, I have some notes over here to keep us on track. So why hashtags, right? First off, hashtags give you free traffic. So this is traffic that you do not own, right? You did not create this traffic yourself with your following size or your audience, and you're not paying Instagram for it. So pay to play is a huge thing right now, right? On Instagram, on Facebook, etc. And I know some of you have probably promoted your posts before. Maybe you've boosted content. Maybe you've even run a full-on Instagram ads campaign that you built in Ads Manager. And that's great for really scaling your business or scaling your blog or whatever it may be that you're focused on. But for free organic traffic, hashtags, I think, are 100% the way to go. And the thing about hashtags is you want to think about hashtags the way that you think about Google. Hashtags are the visual search engine for Instagram. They are the best way to find people who are already searching for the content that you are posting about. So what's great about this is, when you are paying for traffic, for example, when you are buying an Instagram ad or promoting a post on Instagram, you are actually giving Instagram money and you're saying, hey, I want you to show my post to more people who you think would like my content, right? That's great. But with hashtags, the difference is you're saying, Instagram, show my content to people who are showing a high level of intention because they are actually actively searching for this content. So instead of your content being placed in front of people who may or may not be interested, right? Like you are showing up because you paid money to be placed in front of them. Now it's the opposite way where these people are actively searching for you. They actually want to see the content or posts on XYZ topic and you are providing it for them. So do you see how that's a different level of, I guess, consumer or follower? Like you're actually getting in front of people who are much more active, much more likely to want to continue to follow you because they're showing a lot of intention by searching for it in the first place. So that's why I personally really, really love hashtags. Just to dive a little bit deeper into this concept of people who are showing high intent, right? When you think about the level of like quality of follower that you could attract to you, someone who is problem and solution aware is the highest quality follower that you could bring to your page. And let me explain that to you with like a very simple analogy. Okay. So let's pretend that you are hosting a garage sale with a friend, right? And the first person to show up to that garage sale bright and early, 7 a.m. in the morning, is that person who has high intent, is problem aware and solution aware, because this is someone who said, I want to go to garage sales today and I want to find the best deals. And I'm going to search up all of the garage sales in my area the night before. I'm going to make a list and I'm going to show up to, let's use me as an example. I'm going to show up to Ellen's house at 8 a.m., ready to go, ready to buy, right? This is a very high quality follower because they have a problem or an interest, let's say, and they are solution aware because they believe that you your garage sale, I should say, is the right place that they're going to find what they're looking for. They want a good deal. They believe that your garage sale is the place to find it. In the same vein, if you're thinking about this in your actual like following pool, right? This is the type of person who, let's say you're a fashion blogger, they are actively looking for style recommendations, for the best deals, for, the closet inspiration, all of the above. They're actively looking for this content, and they believe that your profile is the place to go find it. So again, this is going to be the most high quality follower that you could possibly attract. And these are the people that you want to actually attract. So going back to this garage sale analogy, the person who shows up 8 a.m. ready to buy, they're your best buyer, right? The second person who is showing up to this thing is probably someone who maybe they were driving past your street, they saw your sign, and they were like, oh man, like, I've been looking for, to fill my new apartment with some furniture. I need a good deal. Let's go stop by this garage sale. This is someone who is problem aware, like they are still looking for a good deal and they want to find a good deal, but they just didn't know when they woke up that morning that you were the person they were going to find this good deal from. So they're problem aware, but not solution aware. Still potentially a great buyer, or in your case, in our analogy, a great follower, right? Now, the third type of person who stops by this sale is someone who is neither problem nor solution aware. They're just someone who's driving down the street and they see a big commotion happening in your driveway. So they're like, hey, what's going on here? And they stop by to look because they're curious. They're not there because they want a good deal. They don't even know that you're having a garage sale. They have no idea, why they're really there. And they're not there because they want to buy anything from you. So that's like the lowest quality of buyer you could get in this scenario. And in the same way, when you are just like trying to chase the masses and just grow a huge following without really understanding the type of person you're wanting to attract, that's kind of the follower that you're attracting, are those just mass followers who don't really have the problem or the interest in the type of content you post. And they don't really see you as the expert to go to, the blogger to go to, the influencer to go to. And they're just not ever going to be as high of a quality of a follower or an audience member as that first person. So I hope that analogy kind of makes some aha moments go off for you. But that's why I love hashtags, because again, it's attracting a high intent person who is actually searching for the content that you post about. Also, last reason I love hashtags, it's one of your best opportunities to go mini viral and to explode your visibility and reach if you have a tiny audience. So a great example of this is one of my students inside my course, Hashtag Hacks. She had 750 followers, so tiny audience. And she actually messaged me and was like, hey, I used your hashtag strategies and one of her posts went mini viral. She got 43,000 likes on this post. Okay. Crazy. Guys, she has 750 followers. That's not a lot of followers. 43,000 likes doubled her followers within a week. Or really, I should say probably within a couple of days of her post going live. So she went from 750 to 1,500 followers and got 43,000 interactions on this post. Not to mention however many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of eyeballs she actually got on her post and then her profile. So this is why I love hashtags. It's an opportunity to equalize the playing field if you're not playing in the big leagues and you're not a mega influencer at the moment. Okay, so now that we've covered why I love hashtags and why I think they're so important, let's actually talk about what are the 3 biggest mistakes that I see people make when it comes to hashtags and how to avoid them yourself. So mistake number 1 is using either too large of hashtags or too small of hashtags. In other words, using the wrong sized hashtags. You want to avoid both ends of the spectrum, because if you use mega hashtags, again, I'm using fashion bloggers as an example, okay? So let's say you're using a mega hashtag like hashtag OOTD, outfit of the day, right? Super popular hashtag, but if you look at that hashtag, there are tens of millions of posts associated with it. So that means that because hashtags show up in 2 ways, top feed, recent feed, when you post a piece of content with that hashtag, you're put in the recent feed, right? And if that hashtag is so big that people every single minute of the day are adding new content to that hashtag feed, you're immediately getting pushed down and buried in that hashtag feed. So there's no chance anyone's going to discover you from that hashtag. So you're wasting an opportunity to bring new eyeballs to your page. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you are using tiny, tiny hashtags, I don't know. Let's use the same example. So let's say you're a fashion blogger. I'm trying to think of some random small hashtag. Red cashmere sweater or cardigan, right? That's probably a hashtag. I don't know. I didn't look this up. But let's say you're doing something like that. It might be such a tiny hashtag that people are not searching it nearly enough. You're not getting daily search volume from it. So again, a wasted opportunity because not enough people are searching it for your content to ever be found. So hashtags that are in the, let's say, less than 10,000 posts associated with it, I'm not saying to never use them. I'm just saying I wouldn't place a lot of hashtags that are in that size in your day-to-day content because you're just not going to get that large of a reach. So be weary or be mindful of the size of the hashtags that you are using, okay? Mistake number 2 is that you use the same hashtags over and over and over again. If you are someone who is guilty of the copy-paste hashtags, or let's say you even have a list of like 5 different sets of hashtags that you cycle between, not a great thing to do because Instagram categorizes that as spammy behavior. And if it catches you doing that over and over and over again, it's going to flag your account and actually limit the reach that you are getting from hashtags. So it's super important that you change up hashtags all the time and that you track which hashtags are actually performing well for your account. You want to actually track those insights. And if you find a set of hashtags or a specific hashtag that is working really well for your account, make note of that and make sure to use it again, but don't use it right away the next day again and again and again. Now, I would say the only exception to this is a branded hashtag, right? If you have your own branded hashtag that you use. So for example, with my community, it's hashtag cubicle to CEO, right? Or like you can see my shirt if I lean back, marketing, hashtag marketing minimalist. That's another branded hashtag that we use a lot. If you're going to use those every single day, okay, fine. That's great because that's your branded hashtag and it has so few posts probably connected to it that it's going to be fine if you use it regularly, as long as you're not using that branded hashtag along with, the other whole set of hashtags that are the same thing over and over again. As long as you're using it with a different combination of hashtags and in different orders, different sizes, great. So variety is really key here. You want to be sure that you're not just pasting the same thing over and over and over again. And I will also say that Instagram really rewards hashtags that are really relevant to the post itself. So you want to create, I always recommend that you create a unique set of hashtags for every single post that you make. We do this for our clients. We teach our students how to do this easily inside Hashtag Hacks. And the big thing here is that you want to make sure that the hashtags that you select are relevant to the post, both visually and content-wise in the caption. So what are you actually talking about? Who is this content for, right? You want to be mindful of both the caption itself and the actual physical photo, what is present in the photo. So your hashtags should be relevant to the content you're posting about. Instagram really does not like it when you try to essentially hijack a very popular hashtag and use it in your post, even if it has nothing to do with that post in specific. So just be aware and mindful of that. Okay. Mistake number 3, we are almost to the end. Mistake number 3 is that you are using banned or restricted hashtags. Now, this one is a little tricky because these can change over time. And it's also tricky because sometimes something totally innocent like hashtag Easter or hashtag adulting, both of those things have landed in Instagram's banned hashtag list before. Now, how do you know if something is banned and why does a hashtag end up getting banned, right? A hashtag will end up getting banned if too many users misuse it and post content against Instagram's guidelines using that hashtag. So For example, a couple years back, hashtag Easter became banned because there was just too much spam activity going on in that hashtag. And last time I checked, hashtag Easter is now available for use again. So again, you have to kind of stay on top of these things and check in with your hashtags on a regular basis to see, hey, is this hashtag still banned or is it good to use now? Or is this hashtag that I have been using now become banned? You just want to kind of stay on top of that stuff and do a regular audit. To know whether or not a hashtag is banned is super easy. Just search the hashtag, and Instagram usually makes it pretty clear. They'll have like a little message on that hashtag feed that says something like, this hashtag has been restricted due to yada, yada, yada. They'll usually make it pretty clear. If they don't, another easy way to tell if a hashtag has been restricted is if you search the hashtag and it only has a top feed and it does not have a recent feed, I would avoid that hashtag. Okay, so that's another easy way to kind of discern for yourself. You really want to avoid using any restricted or banned hashtags because, again, that is spammy behavior that Instagram will then flag and, will kind of be like a negative remark on your account. So I hope that helps. I hope these three mistakes give you a starting place for you to kind of go through your recent content, see, are you using hashtags? Are you using too many of the same ones? Are you using too many large or small ones? Are you using any banned or restricted ones? I'm really excited for you to utilize hashtags correctly to bring in more of the right people into your community who are already searching for the content that you post about regularly. And I hope this helps you kind of leapfrog the slow growth track of waiting until you have personally grown your own audience to a certain size before you can get that type of reach, right? I'm hoping that even if you just started today, if you have 10 followers, hashtags will work for you regardless of your Instagram experience, regardless of your niche, regardless of your size. So I hope you can use it today to start getting in front of tens of thousands of your dream people every time you post. And if you want help with this, if you want to actually get step-by-step trainings to really implement and leverage some of these hashtag strategies, you can check out my course, Hashtag Hacks. You can see it right here. You will get instant access to step-by-step lessons that you can literally binge in 1 hour. You can start implementing that same day. And if you're just looking for more free resources, go check out our Cubicle to CEO podcast. I share new episodes every single Monday. We interview top business leaders and successful entrepreneurs, and they share so much free advice and wisdom with you guys. So if you're interested in learning more about copy or ads, or starting your own business, or being booked on podcasts, starting your own podcast, being a leader, money, any of these things, this is a great place to get started. I'm just showing you some of our recent interviews. We seriously have the best people that come on the show and share their value with you. So super excited to bring you access to that. And if you want to personally connect with me, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram at Miss Ellen Yin. I'm totally an open book. Just tell me what you need help with, or just hop inside our free Facebook group. If you search Cubicle to CEO Podcast Lounge, you can instantly join us. I do live trainings in there and share other free resources. So hope that we can find a way to connect with one another.